The Knicks are 4.5-point favorites tonight against the Indiana Pacers with a total of 220. We've got a best bet coming at you. Welcome to the NBA tip-off. I'm Andy from wagertalk.com. We're going to break down the Knicks and the Pacers. I will get to a play on the side and the total later. I do want to point out that I think there's some really good value on some props in this game. Big news, Mitchell Robinson is going to be out. Listen, he only played 12 minutes in game one. It's going to affect a lot of the things that happen in this game. The Knicks already were running with a very, very short rotation, and now it gets even shorter. The bench only contributed 3 points in last game, and we know Tibbs, he is not going to get away from a strategy that has been working. So he will run these guys into the ground. So when we're looking at some of the props here, I will start with the Knicks and some of the numbers that I'm seeing right there. Jalen Brunson's point total is all the way up to 37.5, and I got to tell you, I don't think I have it in me to try and play the under on this one. It's just the minutes and the volume, and he's their number one and number two scoring option at this point. So Jalen Brunson, does he go for 40 points again against this Pacers defense? Yeah, absolutely, it's a possibility. So I would look at Jalen Brunson going over. Isaiah Hartenstein, obviously, you would think he would get a little bit more play without Mitchell Robinson in there. They have his rebound number set at 9.5. I was surprised how ineffective he was in the first game. He only had 6 rebounds, and he played a lot of minutes. I would not be jumping towards the window to play Isaiah Hartenstein over. I think that might be a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction. Could he go over that? Yeah, absolutely. But listen, they have his points, rebounds, and assist number at 25.5. He's not gone over in the last 5 games that he's played. Only had 23 in the first game, so he would need to up his production a little bit to get over that number. And then Josh Hart, who has been just an incredible stats machine. His points, rebounds, and assists is 34.5. He had 45 in the first game. Played every single minute. Yeah, if a guy's going to get 48 minutes and he's going to be as involved in the rebounds as he is, yeah, I think you have to look at his over as well. These are guys that are playing every single minute of the game, which is pretty incredible. So we look at some of the stats from the Knicks. This isn't looking at regular season minutes. You got to look at what they're doing in the playoffs, and they are just playing a ton. For the Pacers, I think there's some really good value on some of these role players and these bench players. Pacers made it pretty obvious. They're just going to push the pace. They're going to bring in their bench players to continue pushing the pace. One guy I like is Ben Shepherd. This is a guy whose points, rebounds, and assists is set at 7.5. He had 12 last game. He's gone over this in every single playoff game, all games against Milwaukee, and then the first one against the Knicks. He's one of the first guys that comes off the bench. We saw him come in when Nembhard got in foul trouble, so those were some extra minutes towards him. He's been very good at making three-pointers. It's super juicy. It's like minus 220. For him to just make one three-pointer. He's made one in 10 straight games, every single game of the playoffs, and he made 2 in the last game. So Ben Shepherd is a guy that I would look at for made three-pointers. And then if we want to look at the points, rebounds, and assist category, TJ McConnell is at 17.5, and I thought McConnell was fantastic. I thought he got to the lane whenever he wanted, and I would not be scared to take an over on him. He's going to come in and be that spark plug. He's going to be the guy that comes in if Halliburton is struggling again, which Halliburton doesn't look right. I would not be taking overs on Tyrese Halliburton. We saw, as a Pacers fan, we saw it in the last series that his back spasms flared up towards the end of the series, and he just didn't look right. And he still isn't looking right. And McConnell has been more effective in the last couple games at getting to the rim. This is a TJ McConnell that's had 31 and 22 points, rebounds, and assists the last 2 games. I didn't think the Knicks did a good job of guarding him. I expect another big game from him. So you look at McConnell over points, rebounds, and assists, or if you just want to take the points, it's 10.5, and he had 18 against the Knicks. So those are some ways that I would look at in player props. Let's get to the point spread and the total. I will tell you, I went back and looked at the game logs of the Pacers and Knicks in the regular season, and they're not very helpful. The rosters are different. Even the last game that these teams played, Taj Gibson was playing minutes. I don't take away too much from the regular season. So we're really just looking at game 1. And what do we notice in game 1? Well, a lot of points scored, and this is typical for a Pacers game. high-paced on offense, really bad on defense, and the Knicks were able to get pretty much any look that they wanted. The Knicks only took 23 three-pointers, but they made 11 of them, so that's 48% from three-pointers. So it was kind of a quality, not quantity, from them, while the Pacers were 10 of 26, only at 38%. Free throws were pretty even. Knicks they attempted 7 more. They only made 7 more as well. So I would expect the Knicks to get to the free throw line as well. Keynote on that: Brunson had 14 of the 26 free throws, so he'll be trying to get to the rim as well. And the Pacers have got to stop fouling him. When you look at percentage from the field, Pacers and Knicks were about even, and this game ended up being high scoring. The total is at 220. I don't really see why that would change in this particular game. I will tell you, one of my concerns for the Knicks in this series is they did not get any favors from the schedule. They only have 1 day break for the next few games. This was different in the first series. Most of their games, they had 2 days to recover. This is a Knicks team that played on Monday. They're playing on Wednesday. They will play on Friday, and they will play on Sunday. So unlike the Nuggets series where they have 4 or 5 days off, this is a Knicks team that is putting out their starters for 40-plus minutes, and they only get 1 day of rest. So I think you're going to see another high-scoring game. We know the Pacers are going to push the pace. They want to wear the Knicks down. That's going to result in points. I would take the over on the 220. But for my best bet in this one, and before I get to the best bet, if you guys could do a favor and just hit the like button while you're watching this gambling content, it really helps us out. And leave a comment. Tell us what your best bet is. I'm sure we've got a lot of New York Knicks fans watching. I'm sure I'm one of the few Pacers fans in here. But leave us a comment. Tell us what your best bet is. And don't forget, all plays can be found at wagertalk.com. I do have a best bet that is up in the NBA. It is for this game tonight. We were not in play last night, nothing that I really like, but we do have some futures that are looking fantastic. But encourage everyone to grab that best bet. We're 12-7 in NBA playoff play, so we're hitting about 63%. Really proud of that and looking forward to adding to the content today. I have also attached an MLB free play to that play as well, so you're going to get my NBA best bet as well as our MLB best bet for tonight. We're up over 60 units, all sports, in 2024. Looking forward to a great year, coming off a plus 91 unit year in 2023. So we're ahead of schedule on that. So join us on our best bet, Andy Lang at wagertalk.com. So my best bet, as long as you're going to be giving me points with the Pacers in this series, I'm going to take them. So I will happily take this 4.5 points. I think this Knicks team is really teetering on the edge of running out of guys and running out of energy. I don't see how they can continue keep playing like 6 guys in this lineup. Eventually, they're going to run out of steam, and this is something that the Pacers are not going to do. They just have too many guys, with Obi Toppin coming off the bench, McConnell, Shepherd. They have so many guys that they can throw at this team. The pace does not favor the Knicks. And this is a Knicks team that, again, needed a 40-point game from Brunson. Again, Hart goes 9 of 13, shooting an incredible percentage from the field. DiVincenzo goes 5 of 9 from three-pointers. They needed some help from the referees, I will say that confidently, and they still only squeak out a 4-point win. Most things went right for the Knicks in Game 1. If a couple of those things don't go right, I think they might be in trouble tonight, and the Pacers could walk out of Madison Square Garden with the split. I wouldn't be upset with a sprinkle on the money line. I think this is the game that the Pacers can steal. It does worry me that the Pacers can absolutely lay an egg at any time, but Halliburton was terrible. Only took 2 of 6, was 2 of 6 from the field. I do not expect a repeat performance of that. I expect another fast-paced game. I expect the Knicks to stumble a little bit. I will take the 4.5 points as the best bet with just a little bit of sprinkle on the money line. I think the Pacers are live dogs tonight. That is the breakdown for the Knicks and the Pacers. Again, if you could please hit the like button, leave us a comment, tell if you agree or disagree with any of the props or the best bet. And don't forget to get our NBA best bet that is up on wagertalk.com. Comes with an MLB play attached. No extra charge, so you're getting 2 plays for the price of 1. Good luck on all your plays. We'll see everyone next time.